Now we're being informed that there isn't always going to be an arrest after the brutal incident, leading to the loss of life of Shanquella Robinson. It was said with the aid of the Mexican government that one in all her friends became desired, and an arrest warrant had been issued, but Cabo 6 has long gone into panic mode maximum, probably because a legal professional hired by way of the own family of Shanquella has said that the United States wishes to provide diplomatic assist to move ahead with the case. So what has came about to date, preserve watching until the very end to discover. But earlier than we retain, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and depart a remark below saying I actually have subscribed. And I will respond in your remark. Are you prepared for Variety 11? The Mexican prosecutor, based on a statement from a Mexican prosecutor, Shanquella Robinson, became killed while on excursion in Mexico in late October. The prosecutor informed ABC News on November 23 that Shanquella Robinson's buddy became the main culprit in the femicide, in spite of the emergence of a video displaying a lady assaulting Shanquella Robinson in a motel room. The friend has now not but been diagnosed publicly. Shanquella's mom, Salamandra Robinson, diagnosed the people inside the video because the buddies her daughter had traveled with to Cabo. An officer investigating the case stated that of Shanquella Robinson's friends who had been present together with her at the villa in Cabo claimed that she had alcohol poisoning. Wide Variety 10 backstory. For people who may not realize, Shanquella Robinson is firstly from Charlotte, and a considerable range of different travelers at the journey had been also from North Carolina. What precisely occurred to Shanquella Robinson? To start with, her acquaintances informed her own family that she had died from alcohol poisoning. However, the postmortem found out that she had a broken neck, and Channel 9 later obtained her death certificate, which stated that she had died within 15 minutes of being injured. The motive of dying was listed as a saphenous spinal cord injury and atlas luxation, with no mention of alcohol poisoning as a likely contributing factor. Range 9 Channel 9. In January, Channel 9 spoke with a legal professional widespread for the Kingdom of Baja California, Sir Daniel de Los Angeles Rosa Anaya, who confirmed that the investigation into Shanquella Robinson's murder changed into nevertheless ongoing. Daniel de Los Angeles Rosa Anaya stated that his office changed into collaborating with authorities inside the United States, and that interviews with different folks who traveled at the journey had been asked to determine in the event that they need to also be prosecuted. So Sue Ann Robinson, the lawyer who represented Shanquella Robinson's own family, had these days again from Mexico, whilst she met with Joe Bruno from Channel 9 to speak about the case's cutting-edge repute. Swan Robinson, now primarily based in the United States, defined that one in all her number one takeaways from the Enjoy was the problem of acquiring data and carrying out in research if the suspects in Shanquella Robinson's murder case are extradited to Mexico to stand the costs. They could face accusations of an instantaneous attack in preference to an unintentional dying. According to Sue Ann Robinson, they have been greeted by means of the consulate and brought to the Attorney General's workplace, however needed to work hard to achieve facts, as they acquired no assistance from the consulate, notwithstanding their know-how of the specified protocols in Mexico that require the consulate's involvement in crimes regarding U.S. residents. Variety 8 facts. The lawyer changed into capable of attain statistics from the Mexican legal professional Trendy, who stated that their research were completed and that an extradition packet were prepared. The statistics concerning the extradition request became furnished to the applicable government inside the United States. The defendant's legal professional has stated that they are now expecting the United States government to take the subsequent steps in the manner. While asked about the time it is taking for the jurisdiction to reach a conclusion, the lawyer stated that it's miles a completely unique case, and that the extradition system calls for the United States to basically turn over U.S. citizens to the Mexican government to be introduced to justice below their criminal justice system. Variety 7 WBTV. The procedure isn't extraordinary, and there are protocols in region to ensure it's miles completed nicely. But it does require high-stage diplomatic intervention. In the meantime, Caleb Mitchell, who has recognized Shanklin Robinson, for the reason that youth is one in every of many seeking justice for her. In an interview with WBTV, Mitchell sent a message to whomever is assumed to be responsible for Shanquella Robinson's loss of life, declaring that they cannot run fair away from justice, as ultimately they'll ought to face the justice of God, whilst nonetheless searching out solutions. Caleb Mitchell displays on the tremendous time she shared with Shanquella Robinson, consistent with Caleb Mitchell, a friend of Shanquella Robinson, considering the fact that youth Shanquella Robinson become complete of existence, and loved living large, enjoying studies, and making the most of her time. Caleb Mitchell believes that is a treasured lesson for every person to experience their lives. Caleb Mitchell shared a memory of Shanquella Robinson's birthday whilst she were given her a easy present, a warm chocolate from Dunkin' Donuts, which made her pretty satisfied. Shanquella Robinson even recorded the instant on her Snapchat. Caleb Mitchell notes that it's the best things that can make someone happy, and this reminiscence brings a smile to her face, recalling a moment of Shanquella Robinson's happiness. And being round precise employer, Range 6, the request these days Mexican officers asked the extradition of one among their residents from the USA to stand prosecution, which may lead the U.S. with no desire, however, to conform, whilst the extradition of a U.S. citizen from America is rare. It has came about before, and experts shows it can occur in the case of Shanquella Robinson. However, this may transform the case from a truthful criminal research into a diplomatic investigation involving numerous branches of America government, federal court complaints, and questions about the rights of the American suspect. Number 5 lawyers. The whereabouts of the suspect in question is presently unknown, and neither Mexican nor American government have publicly introduced an arrest or recognized the individual. But the United States and Mexico have a long-standing extradition treaty, and both countries commonly observe it, despite the fact that they don't have any duty to achieve this beneath worldwide regulation. In line with Grant, will a criminal defense attorney that specialize in extradition instances at Rawls, and could in Arizona, the U.S. won't have much choice, however, to extradite the defendant if Mexican officials give probable purpose. The case could then transform from a criminal investigation into a diplomatic one concerning more than one branches of the United States government, and elevating questions about the suspect's rights attorneys from Rawls. And could a law corporation that often handles move border instances regarding extraditions have stated that extradition of American citizens from the U.S. to Mexico is extremely rare. Additionally, they refer to that their organization has by no means represented a patron in one of these cases. Shanquella Robinson's dying is currently being investigated via U.S. regulation enforcement, and if any crimes associated with the incident passed off on U.S. soil, American government may also try and convey their personal charges. Number 4 connection. The research into Shanquella Robinson's demise has also worried the FBI with their discipline office in Charlotte, North Carolina, starting an inquiry into the circumstances surrounding her passing. Shanquella Robinson was a resident of Charlotte at the time. Her own family has expressed a choice for her pals in Mexico to be arrested and sentenced to prison. This situation raises important questions about the rights of Americans of their personal us of as individuals may be seized by way of government, even if they're suspected of having committed a criminal offense. Range 3 criminal structures. The Shanquella Robinson case has introduced up worries approximately the Mexican felony machine in jails that are infamous for bad situations and human rights violations. These concerns could be exacerbated if extradition is sought in this case. However, a few argue that if a state has a valid hobby in seeking justice, then cooperation on extradition issues Is together useful? It's crucial to word that no one may be extradited without first having a court docket hearing in which a decide opinions the expenses and evidence towards them. And luckily, Shanquella's family has expressed frustration with the shortage of statistics furnished by each U.S. authorities and the United States Embassy in Mexico. Variety to the FBI. In November, the FBI Charlotte Discipline Workplace announced that they would look into the case, however, regardless of Mexican authorities, claiming to have finished the research and submitted an extradition request for the suspect Shanquella's family. Nevertheless, hasn't acquired any timeline they urge, either extraditing the killer or taking jurisdiction to prosecute the hashtag justice for Shanquella delivered media interest, and an inquiry into her loss of life primary lawyers and social media. The legal professional installed charge of the Shanquella Robinson circle of relatives has stated that one of the viral replies they were given online has critically affected the circle of relatives.